everyone. This is Lauren Knight from Team Impact, and we've got Annie Reed with us as well. Thanks for being on tonight. I'm going to go ahead and pull up our recognition slide real quick. Hold on one second. We are so proud of you guys for what you achieve each week. We definitely want to make sure we tell you. So you do see each week on the team page that we have weekly recognition and then monthly recognition for several different areas. And I want to go ahead and remind everyone of the top achievers on the team, because this stuff is really big deal to us. We also have a few more categories we're going to recognize tonight from our new coach training groups that just finished up their first round as well. So if you see a teammate's name or somebody you know on the team, make sure that you reach out and tell them congratulations. The first group we want to recognize is our April Leadership Ladder. This is something we started recognizing more recently as Beachbody is really using this as a way to see who is achieving not just Success Club, but who is allowing their entire organization to grow. And it's also kind of got different markers in there that you're helping your team grow as well. It's not just you personally making sales, but it's how well your team is doing and your volume is doing, which really is going to help you make more of an income. So if you're climbing the leadership ladder, you're going to be increasing your income every single month as well. So of course we want to recognize our organizational leaders this month, which is Annie Reed and Tara Carr. We've got a bunch of team leaders and then a huge group of people that moved to the team builder. They came out of the business starter into the team builder group, which is so awesome. But then look at that list of business starters, which that's people kind of hitting that first rung. And I think that's the biggest group we've ever had. So I'm just so proud to see all of these names on here and knowing that people are moving from one to the next, starting at a starter, going to a builder, and to a leader. It is just an incredible transformation that we're getting to watch of our coaches doing this, climbing the ladder as well. So congratulations to everyone on the list. So then we have our Success Club earners for this month. We have a big list of 10 and an even bigger list of 5. And we actually list the points on here so you can see where you were. So we've got a lot of people that were at 8 and 9 that really can push even a little harder to get to 10 next month. But look at that list. We're so proud of seeing all these names every single month. And as the year goes on, the list just gets bigger and bigger as you guys are teaching your new coaches to hit Success Club every single month. So congratulations to everyone. And on that note, we have our top team builders for the month. So these are people that sponsored the most coaches this month. And that's Samantha McFadden and Rachel Greenhold. And then finally, here are a few new recognition slides from the new Coach Basics group that just started at the beginning of May. These are all of the graduates that made it through the end of the entire 10 days and graduated to go on to the Emerald group. So that's a huge list. Congratulations to everyone who made that commitment. And then also we have our Push to Emerald group. So this is everyone who did the 10-day Emerald and graduated and was able to move on into Diamond. This started for the very first time on the 15th. So awesome. Congratulations to every single one of you. Very, very proud. And we don't have a guest speaker tonight. Okay. So I'm going to hand it over to Annie for just a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit about a new tool that we've been using, Annie more so than myself, which is why she's going to go over it a little bit. And then I'm going to screen share with you guys as well to show you how to use some of it.
All right, guys, I'm going to show you my screen. So I'm using this for, gosh, I don't know how many weeks, but a little while now, enough to know that I really like it and it's saving me a lot of time. It's teamzy.com. If somebody wants to type that out so they can, I guess you can see it on the screen. It's teamzy.com. There's a free 30-day trial, and you can get the trial without putting in your credit card information, nothing. Like you can literally go there tonight after this call and set it up and start using it. This is just a coach tool to keep yourself organized, because I think that's consistently like the #1 thing I get asked from various coaches is, how do I organize my system? And this has been the best system I've found to date for me. And I still do my power of 3s through it. It just allows me to have everybody in one spot and very organized. This will work mobile for those of you that work mainly mobile. It's maybe not quite as seamless as it is on a laptop, but you can definitely do it mobile. The first time you come into it, just trying to see where it's actually on here. How you actually use this is you are going to go, and it has tutorials. So as soon as you come into this for the first time and you say you want to set it up, it has YouTube video tutorials to walk you through the steps. So your first step is you are going to go to Beachbody, to your Coach Online office. You are going to basically move all of your customers into a file, then all of your coaches into a file. And that's pretty easy to do in your online office. You're going to use this import button, and you're just going to import your contacts. So it is going to import all of your customers that you currently have, and it's going to automatically put them in the customer category. And then when you import all your coaches, it's going to put them in the coaches category, which is really, really seamless for you. The third step that you're going to do is you're actually going to request a copy of your Facebook. And it is going to email you, and I think Lauren's going to show you how to do that. But it's going to email you like all of your Facebook, but more importantly, who are your friends on Facebook? And all of your Facebook contacts get dumped into this prospect area. Do you want to show them how to do that while we're talking about it? Or
Yeah.
I would show you, but I don't remember because it's been a few weeks. And the tutorials will walk you through all of this. And it literally, I think it took me like maybe 30 minutes once I had all my files to import them.
You want to stop screen sharing for a second?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it would let you steal it from me.
Hold on, let me pull up my Facebook real quick. So if you, let me pull up screen share. Just to show you, when Annie says import your contacts, or when you're going to your Beachbody online office to get your contacts, it's literally like click, click, it downloads a file, and then you just import it. This is not something difficult that you have to figure out. You just like 3 clicks. So same thing with your Facebook contacts. It's as simple as going to your settings, and then right here, clicking copy a copy of your Facebook data. You're going to click that. You're going to click download archive, and it's going to send you an email. And again, this is all in the tutorial videos for Teamzy. And I had a hard time kind of understanding what Teamzy was in the beginning, but really it's just a place to organize all the contacts. So you know that my box of note cards, it's just like using that, except you don't have to physically write out each name because they're dumping it in here for you. And Annie's going to show you how she's daily doing activities of connecting with people and recording that in Teamzy. But it seems complicated looking at it, but it's actually very, very simple. And once you get your contacts loaded, it makes a lot of sense now how to organize your day. That's how to get your, oops, I just closed it. That's how to get your stuff from, I don't know what I did with it now, but that's how to download there it is, download your archive right there. Under settings, click on settings, then click on download a copy. I'll give you that button. That easy. So you guys could do that right now because it's going to take a couple hours and sometimes a few days. I still haven't gotten mine. It's taken days for me to gather all the information for years because it's going to give you everything you've ever done on Facebook in an archive. And you're just going to grab the contacts folder out of there. So that's how to do it. All right, your turn.
Okay, let me go back to sharing. Yeah, she's right. So this is just like, as Lauren does note cards, I was doing the Power of 3 Excel documents, but you can't, you can't look up your history other than like going to that note card and seeing what you did. This makes it a lot easier. So after you import your Facebook list, it puts them all in prospects. So then your Teamzy is set up, and it doesn't take you very long. It's simple. Their videos make it seamless. The next step that they're going to have you do is rank them. And me personally, I did not rank my contacts. Somebody unmuted Lauren.
I'm trying, sorry.
870 phone number.
No, let's go B.
Go B.
I'm looking for it. Keep going.
Okay. So their next step, and this would help you guys tremendously, especially if you are a newer coach or you have, a few prospects, is they have you rank your prospects in 1 to 5, and it will tell you the ratings of what a 1-star person means and what a 5-star person means in your ratings. It just helps you hit people at a different rate. I personally did not rate mine at all because I have like 6,000 people and it would take me an eternity to rate them. So I just went to work. So if you have a big list, don't waste your time rating them. Just get to work. So let me show you what I actually do on a daily basis, how I use this system. So I come in and I go straight to my dashboard. I guess the other thing I should mention is when you set it up, it will have you set your why. So it's right on the home screen. And it will also help you set an annual income goal of what you want to raise your income by this year. And then based on the goals that you set when you do your setup, it's going to give you numbers on your dashboard, which are your daily goals. So you guys can follow their numbers, or you can do the power of 3s or the power of 5s. Kind of what system's best for you. So usually for me, it'll show, and I've been working, I'm not done yet tonight. It'll show you how many connects you need to do a day. A connection is just a connection, a forming conversation, just creating a conversation with someone. So usually for me, it sets that at 3. I will connect with 3 existing customers a day, 3 existing coaches a day, and then I will do at least 3 new invites a day and add at least 3 new people a day. And then I do the same with my follow-ups, even though there's not a button for that. But I think there's some kind of like just the visual of seeing it complete. You're like, I did awesome, although I'm not done yet. I just started working, you guys, literally at 8:15 and then hopped on this call and put my kids to bed. So here's what you do when you come in. It shows your goals up there at the top. I scroll down here. It shows me my prospect list. These are the people Teamzy thinks that I need to talk to today. So I literally take this name, I go to Facebook, I send her a message about whatever it is. I actually think this girl's a coach, and that's what I'm finding with this. I'm like pulling out coaches as I go. But I would go to Facebook. I would message Kristen Wilhelm, just a regular message. I would copy and paste the message here. I would say that I did a Facebook message, and then I would set a follow-up date or leave it to default. And this tells you what the default dates are for each person. Once I'm done, I hit connect, and it adds this person right there. Like I said, she's a coach. I can't connect her, or that would be strange. I've got to actually delete her.
Katie Donaldson is a coach too.
Okay. See, and that's the thing. Lauren and I will run into this, or you guys that have been coaching longer and you've added a bunch of friends that are other coaches. My recommendation is don't add all the coaches that add you as a friend. Like have them follow you, but don't add them. But so for me, as I'm doing this, I'm going through and deleting out coaches, but I'm not doing it all at once before I start because it would just be too time consuming. But that's seriously how easy it is to make a connection. But say I send Kristen Wilhelm a message and I decide to invite her at the same time. So it's not just a connection, it's an actual message and an invite. Then I just click invite and I say it's a free group, a challenge group, or a business opportunity. And then I log the connection and the follow-up. As soon as I'm done with the prospects, I click on customers. And with my customers, a lot of these are Beachbody leads. So I simply click on the details tab, and there's their email that Beachbody has given me. So then I go into my email, and like right here, I just sent some tonight. So I sent out some emails, and then I basically same thing again. I copy and paste the email. I say it's an email. I log the connect. I do those. Then these are my coaches on my team. I go to Facebook. I check in with them on Facebook. I log out as Facebook, log the connect. And then based on the dates I set, people start popping up into the follow-up list as I add follow-up. So if you set them all to default, they're going to get pushed for like a month out. So be sure if you're actually doing an invite that you change the follow-up date to like 2 days or 4 days at the most so you do follow up with them. The other part of my work, then after I've done those 4 categories, I'll go up here to add contacts. and then I just put in their first and last name. When I add them on Facebook, I add them in Teamzy one at a time. So then they're automatically in here. So then if I go to like my team, say I want to look someone up, like I bet somebody that I've talked to this week that I logged something about. Like Gabriel. Gabriel's a coach, and I sent her a message earlier tonight. Come on.
You're cutting out a little bit.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, just talk slow because sometimes we miss some words.
Okay. What I was going to show you is how then it tracks these conversations. So earlier tonight, Gabriel's a coach, and I sent her a message. So if I just want to see what I'm working on with her, I can go to her personally and click activity feed. It's going to show me all the messages I've sent to her. I can also change her from like a coach to a customer, or I can go over and take a prospect and change them from a prospect to a coach, and it will track then my like conversion rate on these people. I also have the ability to add them to groups. So like I've made a hot list group of people that I think will be good coaches. These 3 people right now are my like hot people that I would really like as coaches. You know, and I'm doing this as I go. So I haven't worried about putting everything I've done in the past 5 years into this. I've just put the names in, and I'm starting with a fresh slate. The other thing that's kind of nice, you can also track like your daily activities that you've posted on social media. You've done your personal development, your workout, and your shake. You are staying on track there.
Like
but
these are things that are already on there, guys. Like she didn't have to set that up.
No, I didn't do any of this.
This is created for Beachbody coaches. That's why it's kind of amazing.
Yeah, it totally is. The promote tab, which what is cool about this is you can come in here and they've actually given you templates to use with your people, or you can import your own templates. So I literally came in and I put in a script from Stacey Nelson. So right here, I have a script that if they say they want to buy a challenge pack, I directly invite them to the coaching opportunity. And I don't have to Google Drive and pull my script up. Like it's already in Teamzy because I put those in there for me to use. They also have, just in case you would ever want to use it, they have, where is it at? But they have a whole library of things that have been submitted for like, oh, here it is, the feedback. So you can literally go in here and look up something that you want to see as an option in Teamzy, and you can add your name to it and give it like a thumbs up and say like, I want to add that. I would also like this functionality added. So they're adding more functionality as they go. I also like, I'm still, for some reason, I always want to click university instead of business. But I like that you can see your business stats. So you can see once you start using it, like how many connects that you've had. Like I've started, when did I start talking about this, Lauren?
In March, yeah, like it says there.
Yeah, I haven't used it very long.
Maybe it was in April.
I haven't used it a month yet. I don't know why it says that I've been using it since March. Because I haven't 30-day.
It's beginning of April. It's just showing you from March there was nothing, and then April you had.
Yeah, May 3rd.
Yeah.
May 3rd. So since May 3rd, I've had 180 connects. And just to show you guys, like, my ratios, 60 invites make 1 sale for me. So, like, for those of you that think that Lauren never gets told no, or I don't get told no, or that it's so easy the longer you've coached, like I still don't have a great ratio. I just talk to a lot of people. But I like being able to look at, and see what I've been doing since I started in May. So did I miss anything with this?
So how much is it once your trial is over?
Once your trial is over, so you have 30 days free, then it's $30 a month. And I know some people were like, oh, I don't want to pay for that. But one thing Lauren used to tell me all the time when I was a new coach is she would say, like, when I debated going to Summit, or I don't think I debated a whole lot, but she would say, do you want to make more than $30 a month? And I was like, well, yeah. And she was like, well, then obviously you need to do it. But I feel very strongly that if you do Teamzy and you do your actual dashboard every day, or even if you miss a day, if you double up, so you make sure you're still hitting the same numbers across the board, you're going to make more than $30 a month. Because that's really, guys, that's one bag of Shakeology, or you make more on a challenge pack. So, I mean, ideally, if you're hitting Success Club 5, $30 a month, so you're organized and you're consistent and you don't miss your follow-ups, because I think a lot of us sit down to work our power hour and we look at our list of names on Facebook or our list of names on our paper, and it just gets overwhelming. Or for me, it's gotten overwhelming lately with 6,000 people on my Facebook. To try and weed through an invite has just been a really big chore, and it takes me way more than an hour. So this has made me so much more effective. Like tonight in 30 minutes, this is what I did in 30 minutes, guys. And I'm not done. I have to do at least another invite before I can go to bed tonight. So
I love how it's just so tangible. Like you can see exactly what needs to happen. How many, for those like list makers, it's great. But even for those of us who aren't, it's such an easy way to look at it. It's not complicated. 9 prospects she's talked to today, 6 customers, 4 coaches. She's connected. And that's something that Teamzy set up for her because she said how much money she wants to make this year. They told her this is what you need to do based on the ratio that, or formula that seems to work for how many people you need to talk to in a year if you want to make this much money. So they set those goals based on Annie's desires. So that's exactly what it'll do for you too. I think the other thing I was going to mention about it was, I saw that Christina Perigo had just said she spends more than $30 a month on notebooks and pens and stuff that she buys for her business, which is so true. Like I wasn't the same person that would go to Target and be like, I need another notebook.
right.
So I think that we spend money like that all the time thinking it's going to help our business, but this is something that could really help. So, and the fact that it's made for coaches. There's a lot of customer database programs out there that are great, but you probably will use like 1/10 of the functionality of that program. And this is so simple. There's not that much to it, but everything that it has been created for works. Like when you log in or upload all of your contacts from your Beachbody site, it takes each one of those, like it differentiates the customer, what they purchased in the past. Like pull up one of your customers. It'll show you the details of that person because it knows what to do with all that information. It's brought it in and categorized it for you. Same thing with your coaches, because it takes that report from Beachbody and it does something with it. So yeah, it gives you their Instagram, what was all that?
Yeah. It just it didn't tell me what she bought, but it pulls in her email address, her physical address. And you guys can take time to set all this stuff up, but
there was something that showed more about them though. What was that? I don't know. Or maybe go pull up one of your coaches.
She is the coach.
Oh, she is?
Oh, well, she is now. Let me look at Amy, or she would.
Yeah, look at somebody who came in, I saw when I pulled in people, it like categorized them.
I don't know. It does definitely put them in as a coach or a PS coach. And then I can mark, like, if somebody else is in here, what else they are.
Well, I love the fact that it knows what to do with these people.
Yeah.
And puts them in the correct category. So I'm not accidentally going to one of my coaches and trying to prospect them. Like they're in the coach list. Unless it's from Facebook. And then you're going to have to look. So you know which ones you're safe on and which ones you're not.
Yeah, these two, the customers and coaches, are pretty, I don't have any problems with those.
It's dry.
It's just this one because Facebook, I've added so many coaches as friends.
So basically, as Annie's pulling up her customers to reconnect with old customers, we have hundreds and hundreds of customers from the years of Beachbody giving us leads that we don't, we're not very good with connecting with unless they're on Facebook, right? So the cool thing is she can have a script, and she has like a little video that she sends them, and every day she sends out 4 messages to previous customers, reconnecting with them, asking them how they're doing, how she can help them, and maybe making more sales or maybe pulling them over into coaching. Just because she's setting that small goal every day and has those names right in front of her, easily accessible. She doesn't have to go to her Beachbody online office, pull up a report, try to remember who she has and who she hasn't emailed. It's so, so simple.
Right. The other thing you do have to remember to do is add your leads, or like when you make a customer sale, if it's someone that's not on your Facebook yet, you have to add them in here, and then add your leads in here. There were a few questions asked. I was asked if this automatically sends to Facebook, or why do I need to copy my message from Facebook into this, since Facebook archives messages. You don't necessarily. I just like to have it in an activity feed, but I also like not having all of my stuff now on Facebook's backyard, basically. Because I've had friends, and I think Lauren has too, where they've been in and all their Facebook messages have been like wiped out by Facebook, or they've been kicked out of their groups. Like, wasn't Christine Dwyer for a while kicked out of like all her Facebook groups? So this just allows me to keep a record, to keep my list in a place that's kind of not Facebook's territory, I guess. So but you do have to copy and paste the messages over and save them. It doesn't automatically send through Facebook. Another question is, what happens when you click sale? When you click sale, it just literally brings it down and lets you pick what you sold them, and it puts in the amounts, and then it's going to populate that into your business, your income goal. So this income goal is not 100% concrete, because it's not going to estimate like your team cycle bonus stuff, but that's going to estimate like your retail sales. There was another question. Oh, what do I do when I run into other coaches?
Yeah. So basically, if you're clicking on the coach tab, those are people you've loaded from your coach online office. Those are only going to be your downline, your personally sponsored, and your coaches. And it will tell you if it's your PS sponsor, which you probably should know that. But the only time you're going to run into other people's coaches is when you've imported your contacts from Facebook and you've added those people. So if I were to have somebody like, Anita Myron show up on there because we're friends, obviously I'm not going to send her a message about becoming part of my team, or let's connect so I can potentially sell her something. I'm just going to delete her out of there because I don't need her in here. If I message her, it's because she's a friend of mine. It has nothing to do with my business. It's not growing my business to message Anita Myron. So I'm just going to delete her out of there. And I would suggest doing the same thing with coaches on other teams. There is absolutely no reason for you to have another coach in your Teamzy account if they're not your downline coach. So
right.
Get them out of there so you don't accidentally send them a message.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. And I've just been doing it as I encounter them. Like I go to their Facebook page. If I see they're a coach, then I go and delete them. If they aren't a coach where they have like mutual friends where I don't think they're on Team Impact or Team 2.1, I'm also removing them from Facebook, which sounds harsh, but I don't want to max out my friends with other coaches that aren't going to help my business grow. So I've been kind of cleaning up my Facebook as I go too. So they can follow me, but I just won't be official friends with them.
And I think what Annie said in the beginning is so important is she didn't sit there and spend 6 days going through her entire list trying to find every coach in there. As Teamzy brings her 6 contacts for that day, she just looks at those 6, and if 4 of them happen to be coaches, she'll just delete those out and 4 more will come up, and she'll just keep on going until she finds that 6 that she can connect with that day. That's a much better time efficient way to do this than to think, well, I have to clean up my entire list before I can start working. That's just ludicrous, and it's going to take you too long, and it's not going to be worth your time.
Right, exactly. How do you flag people that you find out are coaches?
Flag them? I wouldn't necessarily flag them. I'd just delete them.
I wouldn't flag them. I would delete them.
Not like block them or anything from Facebook. I just delete them as a friend. Unless it's like a personal friend of yours, and then you might want to keep them. But
yeah, I delete them out of Teamzy, and then on Facebook, I just unfriend them. So they're still following me. We're just not friends. You don't have to do that step, but I would recommend not adding a lot of other coaches to your Facebook because you can only have 5,000 coaches. or 5,000 friends on Facebook, and you'll get close to maxing that out, and then you're going to have to do it at some point. So this is just saving me some time.
Well, every single top coach and really anybody that's running their business correctly, their profile is completely open for you. So if you want to search somebody and look and see what they're doing or get ideas or inspiration from them, just go do that. Don't follow them. You don't want your newsfeed to be full of other coaches' stuff. That keeps the people you need to be seeing out of your newsfeed, and that's not productive for you using your social media for your business.
Right. I thought there was another question or something I was going to say based on something someone else said. And now I can't remember what it was. Yeah, the only flagging I do is I did make that potential coach list, and I will probably make a potential challenge pack list.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
My top 10 or 20 that I want in my business. But yeah, like Lauren said, I've literally just been working through my list, cleaning it up as I go. I didn't rate it. I just went to work because I tend to be a person that could spend all my time organizing it and making it pretty. And that could take you guys an eternity. You just need to use it and get to work. See if you like it before you spend your time doing that.
Yeah, and you have 30 days to do that.
Yeah, even if you have 500 friends and you're like, oh, this won't take me that long. Use it a couple days. Make sure you like it and that it works for you before you waste your time organizing or ranking these people. Because with the ranking, it's going to pull them up in your prospect order differently. So you can hit certain people at a different time. So that's what's going to help you.
Cool. Well, I think that's probably fairly clear for everyone. I would suggest everyone going to teamzy.com tonight and making your free account. At least get your Facebook thing that I showed you, import your customers and coaches and see how this works, because it could save you so much time. And actually, as you're getting new coaches started, this is an awesome thing to show them. Their first month in their business, to be able to immediately start putting people in here and working like this is so helpful. Like we said, we've got lists and notebooks and spreadsheets for all of our people. And I'm not going to go through and type in each person at all of our conversations. That's not going to happen. I'm going to start from scratch, just like Annie has, and just move forward using this. So,
yeah, it's just an easier way to stay organized, I think, than a paper pencil system. And I think realistically too, now for me, even though I try to work when I sit down at my desk, sometimes I'll open messages at the park, and now I can at least log them and not forget about them. Yes, once you've connected and they shift to a follow-up, even if they don't buy anything, they just go back into your prospect list. So they're always on your prospect list, but you can change their priority or their rating. So I've had a few people pop up on my prospect list, guys. I don't really work with guys very much. So I'll just drop them 1 star. So they're going to be way less likely to come up on my prospect list than most of my prospects. I think it sets them at a 3 star originally. So I'm going to get more of the 3 stars before I ever get down to the 1 stars. So that's what I do. If it's somebody that I don't know that's ever going to be in my business, you rank them as you go through too.
Does anybody else have any big questions about this? And really, by doing it, it's going to solve a lot of them. And that little university button that she almost hit a couple of times, that's where you go to watch the videos, right? Don't they just come up right there?
No, this is the help center. I don't think I can see it now that I went through it.
Okay. Once you log in, it brings that up immediately, and you get to watch videos
it's right
on
here. I set up voices. Yeah, but when you guys do it, it will come in and say, welcome. This is going to help you set your goal, your why, import your contacts. And it has videos, you can see everything here, and it's going to tell you a breakdown of what these look like.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and for those of you coaches that have been doing this a while, I will say, if you put in what your actual income goal is, I don't know how I put my income goal in there, and it told me I needed to connect with 58 people a day. But I already have an income established, so I did what Annie did. I just went ahead and put what I want to increase my income by this year. So that's what I would suggest doing, so you're not oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? So if you if you're already making $20,000 a year or $50,000 a year as a coach, don't include that, but what you want to make additionally this year so it doesn't set some weird, crazy goal for you that's going to make you go crazy.
Yeah, I did that too at first, and I was like, this is impossible. And I was like, oh, I see what's happening here.
So if you wanted to make $500,000 this year, then yes, you need to connect with 700 people every day.
Yeah, it's crazy. And the other thing I will mention, just so you know, Lauren and I are not affiliates. We do not make anything for promoting this. I just started using it because a girl on my team, Lindsay Lewis, was using it, and she was like, you should do it. And I was like, oh, I don't know. And the whole thought of the setup, I was like, there is no freaking way that I'm setting this up and spending 7 hours of my day like doing all this stuff. And then I was like, well, what I'm doing now is very time consuming with my paper list methods. So I set it up. It literally was not like 30 minutes to get all my lists, and I already have my Facebook archives. So then I imported it all. It was less than an hour to set it up, and it was very easy. So definitely recommend it.
I hope you guys are going to use this because I think it's going to be huge for especially getting newer coaches a system for how to work your business every day. Because that is probably the number one thing that coaches will ask is, well, what do you do every day? You know, and if you just arbitrarily are saying, well, message people, this is a way to say exactly how many people in each category and checking it off perfectly. So, yeah.
It is.
Okay. Enough of that. Unless there's any big questions, we'll keep an eye on it. We did want to hit on a couple things before we jump off. And there's just kind of like some housekeeping things with all of the new groups that have just happened. We want to kind of clarify what the purpose of the happy hour is. There was kind of some confusion on that, and Annie took a few questions about it and wanted to kind of, I guess, clarify why we do the happy hour and what it's about and how to use it. The one thing we don't want to see is it being used for new coaches to come in and just ask a ton of questions. It's really a prospecting event. So if you are a newer coach and you're reading the content and you're just interacting for fun, or because it's like, oh, I didn't know that before, that's nice, but it's actually going to take up the space and time for the people that are responding. They need to be focusing on your prospects. So that was one thing we wanted to just touch on, and maybe if you could communicate that to your teams as well. There's nothing wrong with you joining and watching the content, but being careful of the interaction, trying to keep it to helping the prospects, because that's what it's really about. Right, Annie? Isn't that kind of what was happening last week?
Right. I think a lot of people are hopping on and asking questions like it's a training group. But as long as you keep in mind that that is a place where we as a team are collectively, so your teammates are inviting people to it that want to be coaches, they think would be great coaches. And I think people are getting discouraged because a lot of current coaches are asking questions that, you know, would be better served at like the team page, if that makes sense.
Or on the Wednesday night call, the getting started right call.
The GSR call. The GSR call is perfect for new coaches and exactly where you guys want to go and ask your questions.
As many questions as you want, ask them all. They're all helpful. We're not discouraging you from asking questions, just we're doing it on the correct event so that they serve their purposes.
Right. So. Right. And for those of you that are new, I guess if you don't, a prospecting call means we are inviting potential coaches, people we want to join our team to, so they're not coaches yet. So when a bunch of coaches ask questions, I think it just sets the tone where they think that maybe we aren't training or we aren't answering questions. And so it doesn't set the same atmosphere as the intention of it.
Or it's stuff that's kind of going over the heads of prospects and they're getting confused because it's, they're asking higher level questions than what a prospect would be asking normally.
Right, exactly. So the GSR call is a great place. So if you guys can just like relay that to your teams to just remind them that Tuesday nights, and we want you guys to invite prospects. We want you to invite your potential coaches and relay that to your teams, and then remind them Wednesday nights, the perfect place to get on and ask questions and get training and interact with the team there on, where you're struggling in your business and get tips and advice.
Perfect. And then the last thing is about the new coach basics group and the Emerald group. There was a little bit of, I guess, some disappointment or not understanding. the purpose of graduating from the group to move on to the next one. And I understand it's growing pains because we've never done things this way before, but I know there are people in the basics group that probably know that stuff already, but the point of it was that you commit to the 10 days, that you do the homework, that you know the material, and you then are setting the stage to do the next level of work. So the same thing with the Emerald group. It gets a little tougher in the Emerald group. There's actually homework that's due, things that you need to get done, amount of prospects you're supposed to be reaching out to each day. And then it gets even harder, and I won't say harder, but you're expected to do more in the Diamond group. So they build on each other. So the purpose of having to go through each group isn't just so we can give you guys busy work to do. It really is supposed to help you not only grow your business, but also know that your coaches are going to be doing the same thing. And if you've done it, you know what it's about. You're passing on the torch to them. Like, I've been through the New Coach Basics. I know what you're about to learn. You can help fill in maybe some of those holes. For those of you who are Emerald, who have hit Emerald rank, if you are a current Emerald coach, you don't have to go through the basics group, but that is the only free pass that we're going to give. If you have never hit Emerald, you need to go through the basics group. Even if you've been a coach for 2 years, if you've never gotten to Emerald, I feel like it's important you go through the basics group. If you already busted butt and you got to Emerald on your own, that is the one way I'll say, okay, go ahead and get in the Emerald group because you've already gotten to Emerald, but you still need to go through the 10 days of the Emerald training before you can graduate to the Diamond group. And that's rules that we've set as a council because we think it's best for the entire team, and we think it's best to set the kind of the expectation of how training works on our team, and so that we don't have people in the Emerald or Diamond group that should have learned something back in the basics. We want that to kind of all flow correctly, and hopefully no one's too frustrated. I know if you miss a day and you don't get that phrase that's going to make you graduate to the next group, that's where some of that was coming in, is people were frustrated they had to do it all over again. That's kind of the point, is that we want you guys to check in every single day. It's preparing you to work your business every single day and to never miss a day, even if it's just a short thing that you have to do. I'm going to check in with a few people. I'm going to follow up with a few people. That's how you are consistent in your business. And that's what we're teaching you through these groups, is even if it's a Sunday, you're going to get on there and you're going to read your post, you're going to get your word, and you're going to stay consistent with it. It's 10 days. It's 10 days. So I'm sorry if some people were frustrated, but that's just what we've decided as a council because we think it's best for everyone. So you can bring your complaints over here.
Or here.
Or there, yeah. Take some to Annie too.
Yeah, totally agree. It's just a way to create a duplicatable system where everyone goes through the exact same thing. It's good for you guys to see what your coaches are going to go through. And also to take accountability for your own businesses. None of the council has to do any of this for anyone, but they are volunteering a lot of their time and a lot of passion in their hearts to run these groups. So, we just ask that everybody owns up to being accountable and responsible for their businesses and the follow through. And if you don't complete your days, if you don't have the magic phrase, just repeating it and, kicking tail the second time. So.
Awesome. Cool. Any questions about anything we've covered tonight? Working on homework. Good job, everyone, doing their homework. I got my mom in the New Coach Basics group this time. It's kind of fun to watch her.
I think your mom's on the call, too.
Yeah, she is. I know. She's downstairs listening.
Oh, yeah.
Got the whole family involved. Okay, cool. Random question. What do you have your computer on? What do you mean?
Okay, so you know how like all the coaches are like, so when you do a video, it needs to be up like this.
Oh, she has a huge. She has a screen that's like this big.
Yeah, my computer screen.
It's like humongous.
It's the Big Mac one.
Yeah, and it has its own little metal stand.
Got it.
Swivels.
I'm trying to replicate this, and my little stand doesn't work.
From now on, I'm going to have to hold my laptop like up above my face.
I'm just going to go to Best Buy tomorrow. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, I think that might be it. Thanks, everyone. Oh, and a chandelier for lighting. Yes, get a chandelier for lighting. All right, well, we'll see you guys
for better measure.
Thanks, everybody, for being on.
Bye, guys.
Bye.